My name's Claire and I'm an intelligence analyst for a fraud prevention organisation. I'm an intelligence analyst, as I said, and I analyse data that CIFAS members upload to our databases, which are of suspected fraud. And so I analyse this information and I try to find trends which would be useful to our members, who may be banks, insurance companies, other types of company that people have. So yeah, it's very detailed and very interesting as well, and yeah, I really enjoy it. Most of all, I would say the people I work with. People often say that it's the people you work with who make your job worthwhile and make it a happy time, and I would say that it's definitely the people I work with who make it the best part of the job for me. I studied French at university back in 2010, and I guess I studied it because there was a real need for people to study languages at that point. There weren't very many people doing so, and I also really liked it at school. I felt like I had a bit of a talent when it came to foreign languages. When I graduated from the University of Warwick, I got a job at Amazon as a French-speaking fraud investigation specialist, and Amazon basically wanted people who spoke foreign languages. I didn't have any fraud prevention knowledge at that point, but they obviously saw something in me, the skills I'd had, and my ability to speak a foreign language. So they hired me and they taught me all of the fraud prevention knowledge off the back of that. And then I think it was my fraud prevention knowledge that got me my job at CIFAS. They're not hugely interested in people who can speak foreign languages, as we're UK based, so I was sort of needed for two different things across two different jobs, which works for me completely fine. Okay, so to anyone who is a younger person who has a stammer and is worried about the future, I would say, as difficult as it seems for me to tell someone to not worry about it, I would say don't. There are many brilliant charities and organisations out there who are able to support you from childhood all the way through to adulthood and beyond. And I would say that employers are a lot more open now than they used to be in terms of disability and mental health conditions and things like that. And so yeah, we've got a long way to go, certainly, in terms of making disability and mental health a no longer taboo subject. However, things are a lot better now than they used to be, so I would say not to have, or try to have as little fear as possible, because there'll always be people out there who can support you. Back in December 2016, I allowed the BBC to come and film me do a presentation to my colleagues at work. It was my first ever presentation at work, and I'd been putting them off until then because I just thought, I've got a stammer, I can't do public speaking, therefore I'm going to avoid all presentations until the day I die. And then it got to a point where I just thought, this is ridiculous, I'm not going to be able to advance in terms of career progression or be able to do something that I actually really want to do until I can tackle doing a presentation to people. So I applied for a series called The Secret Helpers, and I was chosen, and so they followed me over a week, which built up to this climax, which was me doing a presentation to my colleagues. And I did it. I stammered all the way through, but back then I just really didn't care because I did something that I never thought I'd be able to do. And so being able to do presentations since then and since I've had speech therapy, I've gone on to much bigger and better things, and I would say that that was the start of my progression in terms of my stammer and overcoming things at work.